Today, we're diving into smartphone privacy. I mean, what does your phone really know about you? And more importantly, how can you take back the reins? We're going to break it all down in the next 5 minutes, and we're using insights from a really thorough report by Virtualization Options LLC, a technology research and education group based out of Colorado. Let's get right into it. So let's start with a big question. It seems simple, right? But the answer? Way more complicated than you probably think. We carry these things with us 24/7, but what's actually happening behind that shiny screen? Well, let's find out. On one hand, you've got what you think your phone is for. Making calls, sending a few texts, snapping photos. But then there's this whole other side. It's secret life. The report we're explaining today shows what's really going on in the background. It's tracking your location, logging how you use your apps, and building this incredibly detailed profile of your habits. This gap, right here, between what we think is happening and what's really happening, that's the core of the privacy problem. So why should you care? Because all this data collection, it's not exactly harmless. It actually opens the door to some pretty serious risks. We're talking identity theft, major data leaks, even unwanted surveillance. This isn't just about getting targeted ads for stuff you just talked about. This is about your actual security, and the consequences can be very, very real. Okay, if that sounds a little scary, don't worry. The great news is you've got the power to do something about it. We're going to walk through a super simple 5-minute privacy checkup that you can do like right now. So here's the game plan, broken down into 4 easy steps. We'll start with app permissions, then hit location services, and then wrap up with your browser and security features. First up, let's tackle those app permissions. You know how it is, right? You install a new app and you just tap allow, allow, allow without really thinking. But does that weather app really need access to your microphone? It's time for a permission audit. Dive into your phone settings and just be ruthless. If a permission feels like too much, deny it. And be extra careful with those accessibility settings. They can give an app almost total control of your phone. Your location data leaves this trail of digital breadcrumbs that paints a ridiculously detailed picture of your life. To wipe that trail clean, go straight to your location services. Turn off tracking for any app that doesn't absolutely need it. And try to make it a habit to go in and delete your location history. That way, that profile of your every move just can't be built. All right, you've done the 5-minute checkup, basic training is over, ready to level up? Now we're going to talk about some proactive tools that give your digital security a serious boost. First up is two-factor authentication, or 2FA. And honestly, you've probably used it 100 times without even knowing the name. It's that extra step, after you type your password and it sends a little code to your phone or email to prove it's really you. It's a simple idea, but it is incredibly powerful. And here's why it is an absolute game changer. The report puts it perfectly, stating that 2FA significantly reduces the risk of unauthorized access even if your password is compromised. Just let that sink in. Even if a thief has your password, they're still locked out. Seriously, if you do one thing after watching this, go turn on 2FA for your important accounts. Next on the list is a VPN, or virtual private network. Now, I know that sounds super technical, but the idea is actually pretty simple. It basically creates a private, encrypted tunnel for your internet connection. Everything you do online, browsing, banking, whatever, gets scrambled and protected inside this tunnel. So what does that secret tunnel actually do for you? Well, it means when you're on the public Wi-Fi at a coffee shop or the airport, nobody can snoop on what you're doing. It also hides your IP address, which basically masks your location from websites that want to track you. A VPN is one of the best tools you can have for taking back your online anonymity. Okay, we've covered the settings and the tools, but the single most powerful factor here is you. The last piece of this privacy puzzle isn't about technology at all. It's about your habits and about actively managing what we call your digital footprint. Just think for a second about every single social media account you've ever made, every app you've downloaded, every piece of info you've shared. That's your digital footprint. And, well, over the years, it can get massive. The good news is you can totally shrink it. The report suggests doing a kind of digital spring cleaning. Go through and uninstall those apps you haven't touched in months. delete those old online accounts that are just sitting there collecting digital dust. And just think twice before you overshare on social media. Every little step helps clean up your footprint and reduces how much of your data is just floating around out there. When you get right down to it, this is all about finding a balance that works for you. It's about being more intentional and really making conscious choices about what you share and why. And this right here is the fundamental trade-off. We give up a little bit of our privacy in exchange for a whole lot of convenience. Things like personalized ads or location-based restaurant suggestions, they're all fueled by our data. Taking back that privacy might mean typing in a few more passwords or getting ads that are a little less relevant. The goal isn't perfect Fort Knox level privacy. It's about deciding where you want to be on this spectrum. And this is a moving target because the threats are always evolving. The report points to some pretty big challenges on the horizon, like biometric surveillance, AI-powered deepfakes used for scams, and the explosion of all those Internet of Things smart devices in our homes. They all create new risks we need to think about. But maybe the most important takeaway from this entire virtualization options report is this: you are in control. You're not powerless here. By understanding your rights, using the tools we talked about, and building smarter habits, you absolutely can protect yourself. You can stay empowered in this digital world. Your privacy really is in your hands. So the only question left is, what's your next move gonna be? Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.